Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am casting a game from the subreddit Cast It. It is a StarCraft subreddit on reddit.com where players can post their replays, and so I thought I'd just grab one off there and cast it and surprise whoever posted it. So, spawning in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, we have the blue Terran player PAYBACKtbham. I think TvP stands for Trombone Ham because that's his name on Reddit. So I believe this is the guy who posted the replay. And his opponent is the red Protoss Soupy. Not Soupy from Team EG, but Soupy, his arch nemesis. I of course have no idea who Soupy is. But this is a platinum level game. I believe Trombone Ham posted. I'll probably call him Trombone Ham. I might say Payback. I don't know. I'm still debating on that. But yes, a platinum level game, so we should see some pretty cool stuff. He said it was an exciting game, and yeah, so I'm very excited to see what will happen. And yeah, so for those of you who don't know, there hasn't been too much on my channel lately. I've been focusing quite heavily on non-esports. I am the official caster for the German team non-esports, and yeah, so I've been casting games for them. I've got some games coming up for this weekend as well, but now that my crazy test week is over, I thought, well, I'd like to start casting more often, more frequently like I was doing in the past, and I thought, what a better way to start than to just cast a game from Cast It, as I've never done that before. So, very, very excited to be casting this game. I'm excited to see what Payback is going to be doing here. He's getting up his gas. It looked like it was the normal 13 gas, so more of a one base sort of thing. I imagine he'll put down a few more barracks and then kind of push with a little task force of Marines and Marauders. I don't suspect any kind of early factory play. There's a lot of neat things you can do with Hellion drops that's been popular in kind of the Korean meta, but I don't think we'll be seeing that. It's a little bit more challenging to pull off. You have to get the Hellions into the base and kill a lot of probes to warrant going for Hellions, because they're not exactly the best unit to build against Protoss. So yeah, we do have this barracks being not built. I think maybe there was some probe harassment that I missed, and the worker stopped. But he's getting right back on that, and he'll finish that up here in a little bit. We also have a reactor going down on the barracks that has completed the wall. So a little bit more of a marine heavy force. I think that Soupy's going to have to get up a few stalkers to deal with that, as there will be early aggression. But if we look at the cam, Soupy's cam, he did see the second barracks go up, he saw the early gas, so I think he can suspect that there's some sort of early play going on from Trombone Ham. And yeah, so we'll have to see if he's able to deal with that accordingly. He's got a Zealot out right now trying to take care of this SCV. Probably won't get it, but once the stalker pops, the SCV will die. So this is great play by Payback. He knows about the timing of when a stalker's going to pop out, so he's going to be running that away. And once again, I'm realizing I'm switching his name back and forth. I might just stick with Payback. We'll have to see. We got a nice SCV count for the Terran player. In fact, he is sitting at a total of 21 workers right now to the 22 of his opponent. Also casting down those mules, which are oh so important. Looks like he might not be going for one base aggression. He's kind of moved his Marines forward. So it looks like he might be debating whether or not he wants to take an expansion or not. He is, of course, getting up concussive shell from the tech lab at his second barracks, which is just, you know, a pretty good all-around upgrade to have. I often get stim first and then concussive shell, but concussive shell can be so useful in the early game if a large amount of zealots pop up and you need to do some microing. So we have Soupy going for his expansion a lot earlier than Payback, excuse me. He's also getting up 2 more gateways. So pretty usual things from both players. It looks like Soupy feels confident enough in 3 gates to be able to deal with any kind of one base aggression that may come his way. Payback is rallying up some Marines and Marauders, and we'll see if he moves forward with this. And just continuing to add on supply depots. He hasn't taken that second gas yet, so I don't think we'll see medevacs anytime soon. And yeah, he is going to be going for that expansion pretty early on. Not as early as it could be. But in the meantime, Soupy's the one putting on aggression, so this is kind of an odd role reversal Payback went for kind of one base opening and didn't do too much aggression, and Soupy is going for expand and doing a bit of aggression. He's getting up his 4th gateway at this time, and his warp gate technology is finished so he can warp in, and we have the Stalker and the Zealot moving forward to try to kill this SCV and stop the expansion from going up. 2 Marines coming down, they will be picked off by this force, and now a Sentry, and what he can do with the Sentry is force field the ramp and prevent any kind of reinforcements. In fact, I think we'll see him doing that if he doesn't lose his Sentry to this Marauder. Yes, indeed, the force field does go down as well as the SCV, but Payback is reinforcing with his troops that were out on the map, and he will be able to clean this up. Thankfully, Concussive Shell is finished, so he was able to pick off 1 Stalker. Will he get another? No, but he will get this Zealot and this Pylon as well. So Soupy's aggression not really being that cost-effective. If we look at the units lost, it's definitely favoring Trombone Ham, Payback TvP, whatever you want to call him. And now I think that Payback's just going to go on the offensive. He kind of shut that down, and so he knows there must not be that much in the way. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Because he had this expansion up, he couldn't really do as heavy of an aggression as he probably wanted to do. With only, he has the 4 gates, but he probably could have chrono boosted them a little bit heavier. He might have had a little bit more money to warp in more rounds of Stalkers, these sort of things. Had he not gotten this Nexus up. It was kind of an awkward engagement. And it's probably going to bite him in the butt as Payback is moving up the ramp with his Marines and Marauders. He just finished Concussive Shell and Combat Shield. So moving forward with the Marauders in the front, that's very, very smart, but the force fields are forcing the Terran army back. Unfortunately keeping the Zealots away from the army, but also kind of pushing the Marines in the foreground and the Marauders in the background. You really want those Marauders in the front to be able to deal with the Zealots. In fact, that's exactly what's going on. The Zealots dying before they're even able to close the gap between the Protoss and Terran army. We have a lot of Stalkers, though, and we'll have to see how this army does. He's going to have to pull some probes moving forward. A lot of probes going down, thanks to the stutter stepping of Payback, and Soupy is in a lot of trouble here. He doesn't really have that much in the way of an army. He does have 1 more Sentry. Does it have any energy? No, it does not. So Terran army really putting on some aggression, but I like this. Soupy is warping in some Stalkers, which is the correct choice. There are a lot of Marines in this army, and the Stalkers are going to be very, very good against that. And it looks like Soupy's actually going to be able to clean this up. The Marauders doing incredible amounts of damage to the Stalkers, but will it be enough? It's very, very close at this point. Stalkers moving forward once again, and it looks like Payback is going to be pushed back. There are just too many Stalkers here. He will have to run home. Would have liked to see him just run home from the south side and not go up through there. Oh, and actually stopping his units. This is a huge blunder. He's going to lose 3 more units as well as another Marauder, another Marine. Wow, that's so bad. Payback needs to run home and build some bunkers in his front. Oh, and it looks like he's going to be doing just that. Very wise move by Payback, our Terran player. But will these bunkers finish in time? It looks like Soupy doesn't really want to commit quite yet. He has a probe up here, so he very well could put down another pylon and put on more aggression. And in fact, Soupy might be able to win if that is the case. Yeah, so let's see. He's going to be running home with his army, just trying to reinforce his probe count. Let's see how many workers were actually killed. Only 6 workers killed, which isn't too heavy. But at the same time, it's not exactly what Soupy would have wanted. The resources lost has kind of evened up, ironically. But I think that Payback is actually looking pretty good. He has his expansion, he has it as an orbital command, he's well defended, he's going to be casting a lot of mules, and he's also added up some more barracks as well as a starport and a reactor that he's going to be putting on that starport. Not going to be doing the factory scout, would like to see that, but you know, in platinum level, sometimes you could expect it, sometimes you can't. It's more important to focus on your macro than to do little things like float your factory across the map. We do finally see the engineering bay going up. I feel like this is a little bit late of an engineering bay at the kind of 12:30 mark. I feel like that could have been a bit earlier, so they could have gotten those upgrades. And do we have stem? No, we don't have stem. It's halfway done, a little over halfway done. So yeah, Terran army is looking pretty good right now. Terran base looking pretty good. Let's see the Protoss' base. He's got that Twilight Council up, going to be researching Blink. He's also got the Templar Archives right here that he's going to be able to make some High Templar. I think this is a wise decision. High Templar are so good. Storm is just incredibly effective, and most of the time the Terran army is going to be kind of gearing up towards Vikings to deal with the Colossi. They kind of expect that first. and so they really want to be getting into the Protoss' base and seeing his infrastructure to know whether he is going Colossi or whether he's going for High Templar. And so I love this play by Payback. He's moving across the map with 2 medevacs. If the Protoss player had hidden his Twilight Council somewhere in his natural, he would see it with this medevac. If it's somewhere in the main, which it's actually in a very good position over here, but if it had happened to be around here, he would see it with this medevac, and on top of that, if he doesn't see anything at all, hopefully he'll get some probe kills. So we have the first one just waiting up here. I believe that the one going into the main will go in first to draw the Protoss' army into the base, and then afterwards he'll drop in the natural. I think that's such a wise move from Payback. He is going to be doing that. Moving forward, a nice warp in immediately. You can definitely tell that Soupy was watching the minimap, but at the same time we have the drop in the natural just doing incredible damage to all the probes. So many dying at this time. This is so bad for Soupy. His infrastructure not going to be the greatest. His economy, I mean, in fact, if we look in total, we have 28 workers killed, and he is going to get away with that medevac. Sadly, this one lost all its units and is very, very low on health. But I think the damage was already done. If we look at the income tab, definitely favoring our Terran player. So Soupy is really going to have to pull something out of his hat to get back in this game, and I think taking this third is both a risky move, but also the kind of move that could do it. At the same time, though, we have the medevac moving forward. He did actually see that that third base, so he knows of its existence, and he'll probably be trying to do something to abuse it. But fortunately, Soupy has his stalkers in a great position. He can deal with any kind of medevacs. I would like to see kind of half this army over at his natural just in case another drop comes up. And oh man, Payback could have snuck behind there, but it looks like he wants to be trying to deal with this third. And he's going to be moving forward right into a Stalker army, and he sees it, and he's going to be backing up, but a great blink forward takes out that medevac. Excellent play by Soupy. Didn't really need to blink all of them, but regardless, he got it, and that's very good. But at the same time, another drop in the natural. Very nice feedback going down, but how many probes will go down this time? Looks like we have 3 or 4 at this time, and the Stalkers moving forward are going to be able to clean this little Terran army up. So just a little bit more damage to add insult to injury. Now 31 probes killed to the 28 he had before. And in the meantime, the Terran player is just kind of getting up a third. He's continuing to add medevacs to his army and Marines and Marauders. He hasn't built any more barracks, so I'd like to see that as his money is a bit high. But I also like that he's working on those upgrades, going to be getting +2 attack and +1 armor. So Terran army looking very, very strong, especially since Soupy's army is just now about to be at 1-1. Yes, just turning 1-1 at this time. And also he saw those High Templar, so he knows that Storm is a possibility. So I'd really love to see the Terran player put down a Ghost Academy. Ghosts are the best way to deal with storms. Splitting is a very effective way, but it's also very, very micro-intensive and very difficult to do, especially at a Platinum level. I'm currently sitting at Diamond, and I struggle with it very, very heavily. So Ghosts can be so, so useful. And even if you have good splitting, you can still EMP the Protoss' army and do a lot of damage that way. So he's going to be scanning, he sees the army, he sees the High Templar, so it's a little bit risky him moving forward like this. We'll have to see if it's effective, if he can split properly. Protoss army moving forward, will there be storms? This is probably going to be the last engagement here. Oh, some huge storms going on, but the Terran army is moving his Marauders and Marines back a little bit. He will be able to get this third, and it looks like the Protoss army is going to crumble very quickly. He has a lot of Stalkers, but not as many High Templars as I think he would have liked to have. He could have stormed a lot more, and there's the GG from Soupy. Taking out that third was good enough from Payback to make Soupy leave the game. But yeah, just an incredible game by Payback, and Soupy made some great decisions as well. Very, very pleased with that. Very, very pleased with the Castic community. So thank you so much, Trombone Ham, Paybacktbham, however you'd like to be called, for posting this on Reddit. I hope that you enjoyed this cast. If you have any feedback or criticism, I would absolutely love to hear your comments, so please put that in the comment section below. I'll try to do a Castic game every now and then, but if you would like me specifically to cast your game, you can send your replay in on to CadoinkReplays@gmail.com. There'll be a link in the description bar, and you can send them there, and I will cast them for you and upload it to my channel, and hopefully email you saying that I did so, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. Finally, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you enjoyed my video, and also like it if you enjoyed my video. That would help me out a lot. And if you have things that you'd like to say, please put them in the comments. Reading comments is absolutely my favorite thing to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this cast. I'm excited to cast more in the future and get back into it. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.